My free use assistant, a friend in need. Stop here, please. I just quickly hop out to get something to eat here. The Mercedes stops in front of a small diner, and I get out. Like always, there was nothing to eat at home. And why order food and wait when I can just pick something up? I remember this place from when I lived around here. It was never any good, but it is cheap and fast, and that's all I care about. Well, I care about the fact that it is fast. Money hasn't been a problem in a long time. I opened the door and was promptly greeted by a loud bang. One of the waitresses has dropped a big stack of dishes. Broken plates slide all over the floor. Silence. What have you done this time, girl? A big woman rushes out of the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel. Slowly, the waitress turns around, and for the first time, I see her face. Eve, is that you? I burst out. First, she looks at the woman, then slowly at me. Her eyes widen as soon as she recognizes me. I couldn't believe it. There is Eve. We have known each other since we were kids and went to the same schools. We were never that close or the best of friends. Still, while I wasn't the most liked kid, she was always nice to me. And because we lived on the same street, we sometimes met to learn or play. Of course, the older we became, the less frequently we visited each other. Until we lost contact after school. This is the third time this week. Can't you do anything right? The woman pushes me aside and walks towards Eve, getting more and more angry and louder. I see Eve taking a step back. Her eyes are filled with water. Get out this instant. You are fired. And don't think about getting back your last paycheck. I will keep it for all the damage you have done. She turns around and stomps off to the kitchen. The people, who had curiously watched this spectacle, start turning back to their food. Another waitress comes and starts sweeping up the shattered plates from the ground. I slowly move towards Eve, who just looks straight ahead, not moving an inch. Are you all right? She was startled and looked at me. I can see how tears are forming in her eyes. I take her hand and pull her to the exit. Let's leave. I pull her outside, where she starts to break down. This can't be happening right now. I need this job. I let her hand go when she started moving up and down. Don't worry, everything is going to be okay. Being fired is not the end. I try to calm her down. No, but getting fired the second time this month is. She shouts, stopping right in front of me and looking angry at me. Is there anything I can do for you? Should I bring you home? I don't have a home. I got evicted yesterday. She is shouting so loudly that some pedestrians are starting to switch sides of the street. I tried to calm her down, and after some reassuring words from me and some very harsh ones from her, I finally convinced her to come with me to my house. After getting out of the car in front of my not-so-modest-looking home, she stops and looks at me. This is where you live? Yes, see, I was telling the truth when I told you I wouldn't even notice you living here until you were back up on your feet. Her eyes begin wandering over the 2 supercars in my driveway. You are doing pretty well for yourself. Ah, I just got lucky meeting the right people. I dismissed her comment. Let's catch up. Together, we are getting comfortable on my couch and eating some ice cream. After some time just staring at the TV, she asks. So, what is it that you do exactly? I own an IT company. She raises an eyebrow. Well, I started in a small firm, and we were doing contracts for bigger companies. One day we found a big security breach at one of our clients' customers. Turns out my boss ripped them off. So of course, he fired me for pointing that out. But the client reached out and asked me to work for him directly. I totally redid his customer's infrastructure, and I did it so well that I helped to land big contracts. After some time, I and 2 of my colleagues left and opened our own firm after some jackasses took over. We got most clients to follow us, and well, I am sorry I don't want to bore you. I stop after seeing her getting sad again. Nah, it is okay. You shouldn't feel bad just because you're doing great and I'm a mess. She doesn't feel like sharing, so I give her some space. The next morning, I helped her with some online job hunting before going to work. After a week with no luck, she says that she can't live here for free anymore, and after convincing me, we agree that to keep living here, she will help me around the house. To be honest, she already did. Since my housemaid quit, I have really struggled to keep the house clean. I think she just needed something official. And she really makes an effort. Not only does she clean, shop and cook. She helps me with my work calendar and setting up meetings. This goes on until that one fateful day.